Hello there YouTube, it's me, Halo Rama, again here with another figure review. Today is, well, quite unexpected because I remember I did promise I would not get any more Pacific Rims. Well, I just had to get this one, the Pacific Rim NECA Scunner. I got him because he is my favorite kaiju from the movie. I'm just so happy that NECA finally made a figure of him, and I gotta say, he is way bigger than I expected. They were not kidding around when they said Ultra Deluxe. He is definitely a very big figure. I don't know if it's just the box or the figure itself, but we're going to find out once we get him open. But first, let's take a look at the box. And if you're wondering where you can get this guy, you can get him on Amazon. My cheapest one was, the cheapest one I found that I got him for was around $35. That is including shipping. And he took about 2 days to come. So, for the box, we have, Scunner in this clamshell packaging. We have down here Kaiju Scunner, I don't know what it's called, but the symbol for the Jaeger program. A nice concept picture of Scunner. Have Pacific Rim on the top. Nothing on the sides, they're just blank. And on the back we have, you can see my reflection. We have this Scunner picture. I don't know if that is of the figure or just a picture they got. And then you have the other figures in the line. You have Leatherback. I don't have any of these. Deluxe Battle Damaged Knifehead, Deluxe Trespasser, and Deluxe Axehead. And I want to know from you guys, what is the difference between Axehead and Trespasser? Here, let me get you guys a better image of him. So yeah, we have Deluxe Axehead and Deluxe Trespasser. I might get Trespasser later. I mean, so far what I've seen with this one, I really like what they're doing. But I just might get, I might skip Trespasser and just go to Axehead because they look very similar. But you guys can tell me what their differences are and whatnot. Concept figure. Collect them all. So we have all the stats right here. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is in the box. So let's go ahead and get this bad guy open. Alright, so I got him out of the packaging, and man, he is big and bulky. Definitely very top heavy. But man, he's just awesome. I gotta say, I don't recognize any of these armor pieces or whatever they're trying to go with right here. These little extra pieces that are like, they're not actually part of the figure, they're just like glued on. I don't remember seeing those in the movie, but then again, in the movie you never really got to see him. He was the one that killed underwater. But man, he is just so big. He is way bigger than the knife head. And I expected that, and I wanted that, but man, he's a lot bigger than I expected, and that's not a bad thing at all. That's actually a really good thing. So he is really heavy. Surprisingly, he's just as heavy as the Godzilla, and he's way bigger than the Godzilla from NECA. But yeah, so first let's get into his detail, and he has a lot of it to cover. So let's start off with the face. As you can see, they did excellent with the face. The eyes look very mean and aggressive. That eye actually looks pretty lazily done compared to this one. They did all his teeth really nice. Look at those teeth. Those teeth are all individually painted. That is awesome. All the little blue markings. I like this one because his markings are blue, opposed to all the other ones being yellow. And plus, he just looks cool. All these little markings and all the scales in him are all really nicely done. He has this nice green wash, which kind of makes it look like algae, like he's been underwater for some time. Or he's just green, I don't know. In the game, which I do have, he's more of a gray and blue. I never really noticed any green. Yeah, he's got scales going down all along him with these nice blue highlights. Even under his feet, they covered some detail down there. Like the little armored pieces right there, they all are there. They all look really good. And yeah, they just look awesome. even inside his mouth, when you open his mouth, move his head up so you can open his mouth more. You got his tongue in there. And what I like about this one that they didn't do in the knife head I have, the basic knife head. Hold on. Sorry, my camera didn't want to focus. But as you can see, what they did with the regular knife head. Here, let me go get them. So here's the other neca knife head that they have. Yeah, I already did a previous review on this one. Is his tongue is always sticking out, even when you close the mouth, and that can get kind of annoying for poses because he's always kind of doing like the Gene Simmons thing with his tongue. Whereas this one, if you have the mouth open, the tongue will kind of stick out, but if you close it, the tongue will go in and it'll look like he's normally closing his mouth. So I really like what they did with this one a lot more than they did with this one. I don't have the other knife head to see if they already improved that, but that's just my impression with this one. And I guess we'll just get an early size comparison of him and a knife head. So as you can see, this one dwarfs the knife head. So yeah, now that we got detail out of the way, let's get articulation down. So let's start with going from the top bottom. For his head, it is on, I think, a ball joint, so it can move all around. His mouth's on a hinge, so it can move up and down, so he can have his mouth open and closed, and like I said with a knife head, have his tongue being still. His shoulders are kind of limited. Not really. They're on again, like a ball and peg joint, so you do get all this movement right here. These little shoulder flaps kind of hinder it, but not too much. So you get all that. And then his shoulder joint is on a very limited kind of incline and outline kind of thing with his shoulder. But you can rotate it all the way around, though you would never really need to do that. And then his, well, mine's new, so you have to understand my joints are still stiff on this. But the hand is on a ball joint, I think. And it can kind of get some movement, maybe if it breaks into it later. But that's pretty much all you can do with the hand. You can flip it around and whatnot. Get all of this aligned again. Same thing with the other arm, so I don't really need to do the other arm. These little extra arms, I guess, as from the base of them, you do get like kind of a ball joint, I guess, if you want to call it that. Just basic though, nothing special. So you can move it kind of like that, and then the wrists are at a movement too, so you do get plenty of movement with them, as much as you need for this. I don't know what you'd call these, but the little extra arms, I guess. Same thing with this one. Oh, this one's movement's a lot more free than this one. And then for the waist, you do get some waist articulation. I would go at all 360, but I'm a little nervous that it might pop off the top. So, but you can imagine you can get 360 with this. And then for the thigh right here, it is on a ball joint, so you do get all this movement. Plenty of movement in his thigh. His knees on a hinge, and you can rotate it too. And same thing with his feet. So a lot of ball joints on this figure, which is really good because it adds for a lot of articulation. Even his waist is articulated, which is really, really cool. So now we got basically articulation out of the way. Well, and then again his tail is on a bendy wire. But that's pretty much basic for most of the Pacific Rim Kaiju. Most all of them. So now that we got that out of the way, some warnings. His claws are pretty sharp. His horns right here are kind of sharp too. So you do want to be careful with it, because again, most of the Pacific Rim Kaiju I've heard, they do have sharp pieces. Well, now let's get into our final part of the review, size comparison. Here he is with the first Pacific Rim knife head. Here he is with the Gypsy Danger. Let's see how big he is. And here he is with the NECA Godzilla 2014. As you can see, this one towers over him. Godzilla's just about up to his chin. There he is, like that. But then again, that's mostly because they wanted to stick with the 6-inch scale with the vinyls. And the Bandai, the Pacific Rim figures are already big themselves, so I guess they really didn't want to take in the actual size comparison between the two characters into consideration. But that's okay. I don't mind. So that's pretty much it for this figure. Definitely worth the $35. I knew the second I saw this figure that was going to be made, I knew I had to have him. I love Scunner. He's my favorite kaiju. So I definitely had to get him. I might be getting some future releases. I might be getting more Pacific Rims. I don't know. I really like what Bandai's doing. Or I might just go back to just sticking to Godzilla. I don't know. I'll keep you guys informed. And the way you can find me is on my Instagram page is Godzilla_Gojira_. So you can find me there. I'll have the name in the description. You can go ahead and follow me there, and I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. And, you know, funny posts about Godzilla and whatnot. There are some posts unrelated to Godzilla. But that's pretty much it for this review. Go follow me at Godzilla_Gojira_. And, yeah. Thank you for watching. This has been a Halo Rama review. Signing out.